Okay, we're gonna go do a quick walk around of the beast. Today we're getting the windshield replaced, and very excited about that. Got a huge crack across the windshield. Well, maybe we can see it. There's a lot of glare. Let's see if I can get around here. You can kind of see it there. Probably better if I take you on the inside. All right, there it is. Runs all the way across, heading toward the other side. You can also see the crusty, destroyed dash. The glove box I talked about earlier, which is typical for Dodge trucks of this era. Terrible plastics. Headliner coming down, so you can see that. Need to repair the headliner. There's lots of stuff to do, lots of detailing. The interior is the least of my worries. The most important thing that I want to work on next, after the windshield is replaced, is going to be the HVAC. It has no air conditioning, and here in the south I am burning up. But anyway, that's what we're doing today. We may also take off some of the bully bars, or I should say we're going to probably take these side steps off. They're barely hanging on. They're kind of seen better days. You see those there hanging at an angle. They rattle whenever I hit bumps, things like that. They are bully brands. I feel like every one of these trucks that I've seen has these side steps and also a bully bar on it. So window is out. We were kind of concerned about the age of the vehicle and if there's going to be a rust under the frame, but it is clear, nice and clean. So onward and upward with a new windshield. It's about time, because that crack was bugging me. Brand new glass, new inspection stickers in the console. So yeah, all good in the hood. Very nice. Thank you to Gregory from Safelite. And what we're going to do today is replace the entire HVAC system in this truck. We've had some problems with it not cooling. We would normally just try to run down a leak. A lot of people say to do that, but most shops will, tear out the entire system and replace it. That's what we'll be doing, just because I don't want to hunt a bunch of HVAC issues back and forth on a 25-year-old vehicle. One of the things that we are going to do is yank out the dash, yank out the HVAC box behind the dash. We're going to replace the condenser. We're going to replace the heating core. We are going to replace the compressor because we haven't been getting cool air. But generally kind of concerned about the shape of this dash. Dodge had terrible plastics in the 2000s. And as you can see, things are starting to crumble. The top dash pad is completely gone. This is a cover. You'll see me rip this off later, but generally when you look underneath here, yeah, this is what's going on. So yeah, this is in pretty bad shape. Basically I'm just going to call it non-existent dash pad at this point. So there are a lot of cracks in the lower dash assembly. I'm hoping to be able to maybe spare this dash. The replacement dash, the only replacement dash that I've found for the bottom part of the dash is on Amazon, and it's about 600 bucks. So yeah, we'll be ripping all of this out today. We'll start with the hardest part. We'll replace that heater core and that condenser unit, and we'll be going from there. So we're gonna rip off this Oh goodness. We're gonna rip off this pad right quick. Pull that guy out. Looks like somebody in the past fixed this with some spray foam. That's or the expanding foam, sorry. Yeah, that was a repair that was done years and years ago. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there that kind of explain in detail how to do this. I'm not going to go through that. We're just going to kind of jam along. But let me go around to the other side and we'll start. Start with this panel, which has recently decided that it wants to start cracking and hanging down. There are 3 screws here. And unfortunately they are Torx. So let me go get a Torx kit. Okay, so now I have my trusty T20 Torx bit, and we will start taking this guy off. It's about ready to fall off anyway, so use my head. Hold it up a little bit. We'll be saving these screws. I have to source replacement parts for this stuff. And there it goes. So let's put these guys back in their place. Run those down. That way I know I have them later. Don't want to lose those. So, as you can see, everything's kind of broken. There are some videos out there that will tell you how to repair all of this cracked and broken plastic, but it's so brittle, I just feel like it'll crack somewhere else. All right. Let's see. This should pull off. Well, it should. There we go. This thing is so cracked up. We're gonna have to lower the steering column to get this guy off. It would seem. Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, we're gonna have to lower the steering column. So we will move on. These are hex head screws. There's, I believe, 6 of these. So be right back. Okay, so what we need for this part is a 5/16 inch bit and a long extension to pull these guys out. So 5/16 inch bit and a long extension. Oh, and then that happens. So hopefully this will help on the next few, so I don't lose all the hardware like I just did. Not too concerned about it because I will be taking the dash out anyway, but yeah. A little bit of this foam is in the way. This bolt. Wow, that was tough. Oh, listen to that. Go. That is 3. Four is missing. I have to move you guys out of the way. And 5. And there we go. Now we have to drop the steering column so that we can get the bezel out. And then there's screws along the front here that we'll need to remove to take this dash pad off. And then that should leave us with the lower assembly below. Talking about, you want to remove this cover, which goes right here. And then this is the airbag sensor and power connection. You want to make sure that you remove this, disconnect this, the airbags from power. You don't want those things going off in your face. So I am going to remove this and then unplug it. And that should take care of the power to the airbags while we're dealing with this dash. Okay, so here's where we're at. As you can see, the glove box support is broken. Everything I touch seems to crumble at this point. And there is the gap where the dash pad used to be. And let me swing you guys around. And here is the remnants of the dash pad and a lot of the some of the actual dash assembly itself. I mean, if you look at it, it breaks. There are some things in here that I may pull out. There are some of these pieces have clips on them. And I'll be pulling these guys off because I'm going to order a new dash pad. It says it comes with clips, but it's always good to have the extra parts. But yeah, here's where we're at. And about to drop the steering column. I dropped it a little bit earlier, and just as an FYI, there is a lot of people just drop it, and I haven't seen this problem before on any of the videos I watched, but I dropped the steering wheel and it put the truck in neutral and started to roll forward. So always make sure that your emergency brake is put on, and have something to kind of block the wheels for sure to keep it from rolling forward on you or backward on you. I'm kind of on a slight slope, so this is the way I put them. It would be advisable to do kind of front and back if you're on a level surface or a semi-level surface to make sure it doesn't roll backwards. But generally, this is kind of where I kind of had a moment, and I was like, hey, this is not good. So just something to be aware of. The shifter linkage is this little cable. It's super thin, and so when you move the column shifter, that's what pulls it. So when you drop it, that released it, and I think that's what went wrong. But just FYI, be very careful when doing this. Make sure that you have your emergency brake on and you have something to chock your wheels with. What I'm kind of doing here is just putting the bolts and screws back into the holes. You can make a template to do these types of things, but generally trying to put as many back as I can. Like some of these holes won't allow you to do that. There's some larger holes like this where it goes, they actually screw into the bracket itself, so I'll have to put that in there. But yeah, trying to keep track of my heart. And it is a rusty, musty old truck for sure. So that's, and as you can see, Dodge did absolutely little to nothing to protect the dash assembly from surface rust and things like that. I think it had a zinc coating on it at one time. Every video I've seen has this kind of rusty look to it. So what I'm going to do is probably prime and paint this, just because the OCD kicks in. So that's probably what I will ultimately end up doing as I work on this dash assembly. Ultimately, the end goal is to get to the AC box, the HVAC, so that I can replace the condenser, replace the heater core, clean out the box, and then, you know, work on the easier part, which is actually replacing the compressor and the lines inside the engine bay. This is the hard part. So I've disconnected the harnesses under the dash. 25-year-old plastic makes me nervous, but they came out fairly easily, and they look to be in good shape. Well, it's supposed to sit on the seat, but obviously it does not want to sit on the seat. Give it a little more support than that.